So learning Hebrew, Israeli national identity, the labor Zionism, Marx, Durkheim, Weber in sociology. In analytic philosophy, you have Frege, Russell, Moore, and Wittgenstein. Uh, so Durkheim, Weber, Marx, already talked about that. So John Stuart Mill, utilitarianism. Maybe I'll look up Jeremy Bentham. Maybe not that useful. Just double check. Uh, Jeremy Bentham ideas. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if there's much that's very interesting about this, but yeah, I think that John Stuart Mill is maybe more useful. Uh, his substantial corpus of works includes texts in logic, epistemology, economics, social and political philosophy, ethics, metaphysics, religion, and current affairs. Among his most well-known and significant are A System of Logic, Principles of Political Economy, On Liberty, Utilitarianism, The Subjection of Women, 3 essays on religion, and his autobiography. Mill's education at the hands of his imposing father, James Mill, fostered at both intellectual development, Greek at the age of 3, Latin at 8, and a propensity towards reform. James Mill and Jeremy Bentham led the, quote, philosophic radicals, end quote, who advocated for rationalization of the law and legal institutions, universal male suffrage, the use of economic theory in political decision-making, and politics oriented by human happiness rather than natural rights or conservatism. I think America has natural rights, but you can maybe still learn from it. This guy's a British philosopher, I think. In his 20s, the young Mill felt the influence of historicism, French social thought, and Romanticism. The former thinkers like Coleridge, the Saint-Simonians, Thomas Carlyle, Goethe, and Wordsworth. This led him to begin searching for a new philosophic radicalism that would be more sensitive to the limits on reform imposed by culture and history and would emphasize the cultivation of our humanity, including the cultivation of dispositions of feeling and imagination, something he thought had been lacking in his own education. None of Mill's major writings remain independent of his moral, political, and social agenda. Even the most abstract works such as The System of Logic and his examination of Sir William Hamilton's philosophy serve polemical purposes in the fight against the German or a priori school, otherwise called intuitionism, quote. On Mill's view, intuitionism needed to be defeated in the realms of logic, mathematics, and philosophy of mind if its pernicious effects in social and political discourse were to be mitigated. In his writings, Mill argues for a number of controversial principles. He defends radical empiricism in logic and mathematics, suggesting that basic principles of logic and mathematics are generalizations from experience rather than known a priori. The principle of utility that, quote, actions are right in proportion as they tend to promote happiness, wrong as they tend to produce the reverse of happiness, end quote, was the centerpiece of Mill's ethical philosophy. On Liberty puts forward the harm principle that the only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others. In The Subjection of Women, he compares the legal status of women to the status of slaves and argues for the equality in marriage and under the law. This article provides an overview of Mill's life and major works, focusing on his key arguments and their relevant historical contexts. So I think John Stuart Mill is useful for understanding labor Zionism, how it can maybe inform how we view the situation in the United States. Like historically, maybe what it looked like at the founding of Israel, shedding light on the Israeli national identity, helping us to maybe understand the situation in the United States a little bit better is maybe an angle to thinking about it. And John Stuart Mill, this utilitarian view on ethics, kind of really smart guy, like British philosopher, maybe sheds light on some of these things, is a useful thing to consider. You let me know what you think. We found that engaging. Have a good day.